What's going on, guys? SCUM 0.85 Hell's Kitchen has landed. We have all been waiting a long time, and we are super excited to be here with you. So let's go ahead and get right into these patch notes. SCUM Hell's Kitchen, man, what can I say? I've been waiting for it, and I am freaking ready. Quick disclaimer, they had to do a soft wipe, but with an addition of wiping your gold and your bank account money on the game, as well as your character loot. Apparently, some players were exploiting a gold exploit before the patch came out, and so they wanted to make sure it was more of a less disadvantageous experience for people getting back into the game. So they had to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead into loot rework. This is what I'm super excited about, probably even more than the cooking, okay? Loot rework is there. They have reworked each and every spawner for the rework, so you'll see loot that makes much more sense. Looting will now be a much more pleasant experience, and more importantly, one of the big changes is that loot no longer resets on server restart. That's right, guys. You can no longer just camp inside the bunker waiting for a restart and get out there, you lazy bums. I am so excited about that because let me tell you something. There's nothing more annoying than going into a bunker to then have the zombies respawn and then some fuckers in the corner killing your ass because the zombies triggered and you're dealing with them, and then they get an easy kill and all your loot. That is a freaking pet peeve of mine. I can't stand it. So I'm so excited that they freaking implemented this, and I hope that you guys are excited too. So they've also did some preparations for private servers to have more control over loot on the server and what will be able to spawn and such. Unfortunately, not quite ready. So a few days from now, they'll have an update for those people. Hunting rework. So the hunting rework, this is a second rework and won't be the last, they say. They've been completely revamping it, and it'll require more skill to hunt that big or small game. So get your hunting rifles and fuzzy wool hats and some beers because they know no one hunts sober. That's pretty funny. Hunt will start as soon as you hear an animal noise somewhere. Depending on the animal, the noise will be different, but it will always point you in the direction where you need to move. Search area in focus mode, and you'll be able to find your first clue. So we'll go ahead and look at this. So this will be your first clue, and then from there, it's going to go ahead and you're going to have to inspect it, okay? And then it'll show you a little marker, a little prompt here about where they went. So that is going to be nice. You're going to need to follow that trail, continue on their path, and then it says you'll have to do this a few times in order to find the clues, and then boom, the beast will appear. You can take your shot and get that wonderful trophy, okay? And from there, it says that if you wait too long in between clues, the animal will get away, and you'll become a vegetarian. So you definitely don't want to wait it too long, so it is kind of a necessity to be a little bit quick about this. Also, if you have a higher awareness skill, I believe it'll be faster for you to find these clues and things like that. A little bit more, you know, in your face, so to speak. So that's really cool. Now, the cooking rework. That's what this big freaking update was branded as. Hell's Kitchen, like my boy Gordon Ramsay.
Because it was overcooked. Shut the fuck up! Stand back!
Yes, chef.
There's cooking and there's fucking bonfire. Stand back!
I love that dude. And if you saw one of my videos where I RP'd as Gordon Ramsay, I'll link it somewhere here. You guys would appreciate that. I think you'd enjoy it. So I get to be a real Gordon Ramsay maybe for you in one of these other videos in the future with a little bit better cooking appliances and cooking ingredients such as recipes, things like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. So they had some confusing, simple dishes before, so they didn't give you much control. So now that has changed, and you can have optional ingredients that will actually determine the quality as far as like nutritional value being increased for certain foods, things like that. There's a couple portable burners here, portable gas stove, and then now the appliances, guys, are going to be functional as far as the, in houses and places like that where there's a stove and there's a refrigerator. Those are going to be freaking usable. I'm so excited for that. Gas and electric. You can use propane tanks to get those working. You'll have to put them in proximity based in order to do so. And then you can fill up at one of the gas stations It says no smoking, which is kind of funny because they added smoking into the game. So I wonder if you smoke over by the propane tank, that'd be kind of funny to see an explosion. But hey, not trying to hint anything or anything, but that'd be pretty cool. As far as proximity, there is a ring right there. It'll kind of show you the distance you'll need to have it next to your cooking stove. And then also they're going to have the generators, which these will require gasoline in order to use them. You can use the prefab oven, electric stove, and refrigerators. Here's a little portable refrigerator. And then you can store your food and drink in here and it will stop the decay. So that is cool. Now, I hope that they will actually not completely stop the decay on your meat and stuff, because that's not realistic. We want to at least to have it maybe slow the decay to a more realistic level if you refrigerate something. And maybe they could add a deep freezer. Then it could be like stored a lot more indefinitely or like a lot longer. That would be cool. So devs, if you're listening, put in a deep freezer for the hunters out there who wanted to store meat away for the winter. You know what I mean? So you have to make sure that the generator is on and the fridge is on so that it will actually work. And then the generator, though, it will continue to burn gas and stuff like that while you're using it. Whereas with the portable propane, it will only use the tank up when you're actually using the stove. So that's something to keep in mind. And then the recipes, ladies and gentlemen, they have cookbooks here. And the cookbooks are going to allow you to make certain recipes, things like that. And you will have to have them in order to unlock some of them in the crafting menu there for the cooking menu. And as far as the cooking skill is concerned, from my understanding, the cooking skill is not going to like give you recipes like right away or anything, but I think it's going to make you more efficient at cooking. So that will be something, to explore a bit later down the road. And then also there's going to be a way to potentially know these recipes without having to have the cookbook. So maybe as you cook an item and if you get better at it, maybe it will integrate and then you'll be able to, not have to have the book and your character will just remember it. So let's go ahead and keep going here. So the ingredients. So green ingredients are required and then blue are the optional, as I kind of mentioned. So you'll have to have, everything hooked up so it actually will power on. You'll need your pot or pan, things of that nature. And then there's going to be this little menu utility that will open up here. And then from there, once you're cooking, you're going to have it actual in real time. It'll tell you how long it's going to take to cook. And then once it is complete, you'll have your meal and however you cooked it, the condition of which will be determined on, how well you did. So, and that will determine the nutritional value and things like that. So that's something to keep in mind there. And then we've got the grills are back here. We've got this grill, which is your improvised grill. And then you got your real grill. Those are going to be usable, obviously, over fire. The improvised one having one slot, whereas the proper grill, as they call it, has two. Proper. If you want to have a proper grill, a proper one, you're going to have this one right here. Proper and such, like Top Boy. Any Top Boy fans out there, comment below if you like that show. or Peaky Blinders, in it.
Fam, hear what? Me and you should share this, so that way you will have better protection, innit?
Brother, this ain't about no sharing that.
I'm gonna chat to my dogs and come chat back to yours, innit?
All right, so let's go to the Sentry. Sentries, man, new mech is here, and this sucker is beastly. He's gonna have a grenade launcher, dual machine guns, flashbang, CS gas, railgun, apparently. I don't know if they're calling it that, but that's what it looks like. This shit looks like it's straight out of an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, with like the movie Eraser with the railgun. I mean, it's insane. You'll also be able to destroy the mechs and get some of their equipment off of them, such as like some C4, as well as grenades, gas grenades, and BCU chips, and stuff like that. So that is going to be freaking sweet. The AT4 is here, as well as the RPG. And it says that there's going to be 3 of them, 3 launchers. So I guess they're going to be a variant. They have a heat warhead and then a dual purpose HEDP, and then a frag. So that is kind of cool. So RPG 7 is what it's called here. And this one is actually going to be stronger than this one. So that's just something to know. And as far as base damage, things like that, it's going to do better damage with the RPG 7 currently. So you can, do that which you will. And also it says the BCU locks are going to be here. So you'll be able to actually place them on your door or wardrobe. And then it says it then connects to each of your squad members' BCU and can be opened by someone that has that BCU. And you can still add normal locks as well. So the intruder can only lockpick them if they own your BCU. So that's kind of cool. And then we've got tear gas. I mentioned that comes on the mechs will throw that. And then it says tear gas grenades can now be deployed, having that pesky little camper inside that won't come out, gas them out. So that's pretty freaking sweet. That's going to make that riot mask, or excuse me, the gas mask actually viable now. So I'm very excited about that. It's obviously viable, for other things prior, but now it's going to make more sense, to have one. So you may not want to take it to the trader and sell them now. Expanding on the nuclear update, they've finished the intended POI east of the power plant. So you'll find the abandoned city of Crisco.
The crisp goes in the French fries because Crisco oil stays in the pan.
So prepare your hazmat suits and venture. So this is going to be freaking sweet. I'm really freaking excited for this. And also they're going to add, make sure you stock up on some of those potassium iodide pills and or a hazmat suit, something like that. You're going to need it. Smoking is added to the game. And they've also done a rework on the fatigue system. So this is now called the exhaustion accumulated fatigue rework. Accumulated fatigue has been reworked into a body condition named exhaustion. Instead of immediately lowering your max stamina as you get exhausted, this body condition will have a buffer. The C1 severity of this body condition will act as this buffer. This means that your max stamina will not lower until the exhaustion body effect has reached C2 severity. So kind of as like before, like when you have a bleed or something, C1's like, meh, I don't give a shit, C2 is where things start to go down. So you definitely want to know that. As before, the exhaustion can be temporarily lowered by drinking energy drinks, or permanently lowered. This is funny. Permanently lowered by eating good food, resting, and smoking. So that is pretty funny right there. You are now free to poison yourself through cigarettes in the game. And that's right, all those times you found them, now they have a use. So lucky stars and classics there. If you want to look cool and poison yourself, here's the tutorial. First you need a pack and a lighter. Take a cigarette out and make sure it's dry, of course. And then it'd be kind of funny if they had a little packing animation, little packing animation. But the cigarette will enter your clothing inventory and act as a mask while being smoked, and you are free to do what you want while smoking. The cigarette will also help with exhaustion recovery depending on what pack it is. Classics are weaker, so they can recover less, while lucky stars are stronger and recover more. But don't think you can just do it without consequences. You are liable to suffer from nicotine poisoning if you try to smoke too much. Nicotine poisoning has 2 stages. Number 1, C1, is dizziness, disorientation, and C2 is vomiting, diarrhea, and weakness. There's no cure other than Phoenix Tears, and the only way to get rid of it is to stop smoking and get some help. Cigarettes are not the only thing that can be smoked, though. Yes, you can stop asking. You can now farm cannabis. RP players rejoice. And as for how to farm it, you can check out in the farming patch notes. When you manage to get a plant that will give you buds, all you need is some paper. You can get it from ammo boxes, diaries, things like that. Select them both, roll them together, and there you go. You've committed a crime. But they say we're already on a prison island, so I don't think anybody would care. So again, everything has consequences, and so does cannabinoid poisoning. C1 symptoms include disorientation, bloodshot eyes. C2, bloodshot eyes intensity increase. C3, diarrhea, dizziness, heightened senses. I wonder what that's about. C4, heightened senses, intensity increases, and vomiting. So now I'm curious, it'd be kind of interesting if they heightened senses actually benefited your hearing, like in focus mode, if you could hear players better, if you get to this state. That'd be kind of cool, but we'll just get a little bit deeper here. Again, there's no cure other than Phoenix Tears, and you have to just stop doing the smoking action, and get some help, they say. 2 new symptoms here for those of you keen eyes. So let's explain those a little bit. Heightened senses. Increase the intensity your character sees the world around them and perceives colors. Okay, so that's what that means. Bloodshot eyes gives you the effect of bloodshot eyes. Visually, you'll see your capillaries pulsing red around your screen. And there you go. New weapon. So this sucker is the 22 Kruger. And this thing looks pretty freaking cool. Adolf Hitler would be proud.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Anyway, small caliber, light and compact. This hunting pistol will be your new toy to hunt around or give people a limp. So potentially maybe it'll give you a nice little bleed damage compared to other guns. Kind of like in DayZ. Anyway, private server settings. Big change the way server settings work now. You'll no longer have to mess around with files and provider overlays for them. All settings can now easily be accessed and tweaked in-game in the menu. Simply connect to your server or single-player game and open the menu. You will see a new option called Server Settings. And from there, you can edit what you like. So you can see that. And then, as you can see, nice and tight there. And then on separate tabs, you can access every option available. Do note, settings marked with an asterisk still require a restart before it is active. For single player, just simply back out to the main menu and continue. Also, in honor of the update, Scum is now 50% off on Steam for a limited time. And then the DLC packs as well are all 50% off as well. So if you are new to Scum, you haven't yet purchased it, and you haven't maybe checked out some of the DLCs, now may be the time, better time than ever, get involved with Scum. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super freaking excited for this new update. I can't wait to play. I hope to see you on my stream pretty soon. And also, I'm going to leave a trailer here for you guys so you guys can check out. There is a new DLC coming out, new DLC character. For those of you who are fans of the Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul series, you may know who I'm talking about. But go ahead and check this out here. And also, I believe they're going to be adding a female hair DLC pack or something like that. Potentially down the road pretty soon. So anyway, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and turn on notifications, and I will see you in Scum. And remember, be alpha.
Suit up. We'll rock this island in style.